Aqua Moon Tarot. My name is Katie. Today we are looking at the rest of the year for you, or if you're watching this at another time other than around when I recorded it, you know, the next 5 to 6 months. So this is not a predictive reading per se, it's just a prescriptive reading, as in if these situations pop up, you know, if they have been, here's some advice. Here's some advice from spirit, from your higher self, from source, whatever you believe in. Yeah, and I just really appreciate you watching today. So thank you so much. Today, before I get into the groups, I wanted to show you the decks I'm using. Some of my favorites. I mean, they're all my favorites, but I am using, for the tarot, I'm using the Zodiac Tarot deck. And that is by Cecilia Latari and with art by Ana Chavez. This deck is so cool. Look, watch my video. I did one kind of recently about a review. I am using the Moonology Manifestation by Yasmin Bolin. This is kind of the second version of the original Moonology deck that I've used a lot. You've probably seen a lot online. I am using there's no box for it, but here's the book. The Wisdom of Runes. I think the author's on the inside. I got this at Five Below. I really like it. I'm learning more about runes. And then the Seed and Sickle Oracle deck, which I've had this for a while now, but I really need to do a review video. I love this deck. Just beautiful imagery of like flowers and plants and trees. And this one, and I'll get into it in more of the videos, but there's a different like reading for each card. So there's the dawn and the dusk. It's like, you know, predictive, prescriptive, more like, you know, advice. This is more things will come up. Anyway, TLDR. I'll make a video about this and get into it. But onto our groups. So for group 1, we have the Clear Quartz Crystal Cluster. For group 2, we have the Blue Apatite. For group 3, we have the Smoky Quartz. And group 4, we have the Pink Opal. Take some time if you need to decide which group you are most called to. Or, you know what? Watch multiple. Watch them all. I will say a lot of them have ties to other ones. So if you are feeling called to another group, please watch that. Timestamps are down below. You can also go by the numbers. Sometimes I go by, when I'm watching others' videos, like lucky numbers, you know, numbers that I'm drawn towards. Anyway, however that resonates, check out my info below, where to find me on Instagram, you know, more videos, where to book me, all that jazz. And please let me know how things resonated. Comment. I want to hear, like, do you share any of the astrological traits as portrayed in these readings today? You know, how did it resonate? You know, just, and also, again, when I'm going through this, I am not an astrologer. I'm a hobbyist. So, you know, I have said in some of the readings, like, if you are an astrologer and I'm giving false information, please let me know. But I think I, you know, kind of keep it just good overall basics. Anyway, enough with the rambling. Go ahead, pick your group, and I will see you in a minute. Bye. Hello, everyone who picked group 1, the Clear Quartz Cluster. Gorgeous specimen. Trying to see if that'll focus. All right, here are your tarot cards. Then I will show you your oracle cards. I did pre-shuffle these, so you don't have to watch me shuffle, but I promise you that these are completely random, and it's always interesting how they come out. All right, so for the rest of your year ahead, or the next, let's say, 5 to 6 months, whenever you're watching this, we have the 5 of Cups, the Empress, and the 9 of Cups. Very interesting having the Empress flanked by these Cups cards. And kind of interesting too, you know, the story that's playing out here. Anyway, let me show you this. So, I hope that focuses. This card is representative of Mars and Scorpio. So Cups are the water element, also representative of Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Mars in Scorpio is very intense. If you know anyone who has this placement, my daughter has this, so I do know firsthand. And I am a Scorpio stellium. I don't have Mars in Scorpio, but I do know about you know, being intense and emotional, and that's a completely neutral thing. I think it's very good to show your emotions and be emotional. But with this card, this is about not moving on from something, hanging on to something that's not working for you, right? Especially emotionally, because the cups are emotions, are intuition, they're relationships of all kinds. So you could be right now, or in, you know, the next few months, facing something where something is not fulfilling you emotionally, be it a relationship. It could even be, you know, a work thing. But no matter what area of life it has to do with, it is affecting you emotionally. And it's like you're having a hard time moving on from it. But you're not seeing that behind you, there are two full cups, right? So there are opportunities for you. There are avenues for you to move on. And it is okay to grieve, to even wallow, but there's a point where it's time to move on, right? It's time to go toward these other things, these other relationships that will fill your cup. Now, we have the Empress. And the Empress is the third major arcana card in the deck. And as we've spoken of before, the major arcanas are not part of the suits cards, the elements. They are these big overarching themes. Now, the Empress is representative of Venus, which is also Libra and Taurus. So we have the constellations here. Maybe you have some of these placements, or this situation has to do with, you know, maybe Libra or Taurus. Maybe something happened in Taurus season, or it's happening in Libra season. Anyway, the Empress is a very feminine energy card. And so it's about nurturing. It's about, how do I say, like, it's love, it's self-love. It's basking in the beauty around you, especially the beauty of the environment that you've created for yourself. And it's self-love and it's self-nurturing. And I really feel like this came up with the Five of Cups because this is, the Empress is the energy you need to embody after this situation. It's self-nurturing. It's looking at what's around you currently that is working, that is beautiful in your life. It's sitting down, it's stopping and smelling the roses, right? So it's not thinking about what you've lost, what hasn't worked, but it's looking at, oh my gosh, look at all these wonderful things around me. And right here, you know, the Empress has the star, and she's, you know, admiring it. She's holding her hand out to admire it, to touch it. And I do feel like it's sitting in your power, but it is taking time out for nurturing, self-love, and recognizing what is around you that can help you. You know, be it relationships, be it just, again, like having appreciation for what you do have, what you have built, what is working, what can work, right? And again, this card's looking to the past. This card's looking to the future. So it's about moving on. All right, and then we have the Nine of Cups. This is one of my favorite cards in the deck. Let's see, where's the camera? I always forget, sorry. I promise I'm working on this, but you know what? This is a free tarot channel, so come for the messages and the fun, and, you know, don't worry about the setup, please. All right, so the Nine of Cups. So again, we have cups with relationships. Now the 9 is the second to last card in the suit, right? So we're almost at the 10. So look how this person is just sitting there, just very happy, very content, all these beautiful cups surrounding them. Also, this is Jupiter in Pisces. So Pisces is home in Jupiter. It's one of its ruling planets, right? So this is, and you have to forgive me again, I'm an astrology hobbyist. I am not a professional. But this is very good to have Jupiter in Pisces. It's about, you know, dreaminess, abundance, like just kind of like, and it's funny because, you know, you have these clouds, and they always say Pisces has their head in the clouds, and I should know, I'm a Pisces rising. But this is having it all. This is, you know, you're almost there. So I do feel like this is very apropos, having started like this card coming out first, and then we have the Empress, which is your guidance, your advice, because then when you sit in your power, when you do, you know, figure out, you know, the paths or the relationships that are going to better help your life, that are you need to go towards, you will have this. You will be in this Nine of Cups energy. And actually, real quick, I do want to read from the author of the Zodiac Tarot book for the Nine of Cups, because even though this is regular tarot and I do know what they mean, this is a special deck. So the author does have some nice words to say, especially about the astrology. The Knight of Cups is the card of fulfilled desires. It can't be any other way, since here, Pisces, and thus the inner world, emotions and dreams meet Jupiter, the planet of success, extension, and fulfillment. Pisces carries emotional depth and fullness that foretells the arrival of truly happy days. If we want something here, we know it's about to happen. The cups are almost complete. 9, the number before 10, invites us to know a place full of joy and joyous expectation, because we know that something beautiful is about to arrive. So keywords are fulfilled desire and waiting happily. So again, like I said, this is, this is the end result. This is what you need to work toward. Think about this card. Let this card be like your totem, and those keywords, your mantras for when, and if you are going through this situation. And again, embodying the Empress as well. All right, so let's do some oracle cards. We have in the Moonology Manifestation deck, last quarter moon in Sagittarius. And these I am going to read from the book because I like what the author has to say. We have the runes deck, which is, the card is word, the rune is word, and it is fate. And then we have from the Seed and Sickle Oracle, the Datura. And I have not memorized this entire large deck, so I will be telling you what the author has to say. All right, so for Moonology Manifestation, last quarter moon in Sagittarius. Practice gratitude. The good news is that even though you have some issues that need tackling, they're nothing that you can't manage. More good news is that the best way for you is to clear the air and reach a breakthrough right now, so you can get your life to go the way you wish it to. Is to have a good old-fashioned laugh. It's all too easy to take life too seriously. This card urges you to take a lighter approach to life if you want to manifest your dreams. So some other manifesting advice. It's great to be earnest, but there's a time and a place. Don't entertain superficial feelings, as these are no better than fake ones. That's cool, especially with this card, the Five of Cups. Be open to life. Being open to life will make you open to manifesting. Get in touch with your mystical side and have fun with it. So that's very cool. And it also suggests crystals of Sagittarius, which are Amazonite, gold tiger's eye, blue tiger's eye, citrine, lapis lazuli, or any type of agate. So nice. All right, I'm gonna do the. Sorry. Where's all my books? Oh. Where did I put the other one? Oh, right here. I've got everything next to me and bookmarked. Okay, so we have word, which this card says fate, and there's someone jumping off of a cliff into the ocean, someone waiting up here, there's someone, what are they doing? Oh, and then there's people already in the water waiting for them. So I think it's like taking a leap of faith. So typically this is considered to be a blank rune, and it's a modern addition to the 24 runes of the Elder Futhark, and it's completely blank. So let's see. If you draw, word shows up in a multi-rune spread. We'll just say multi-card spread. It points to fate, that the outcome as you interpret it is meant to be. Depending on the context of the reading and the surrounding runes, it also can indicate a leap into the unknown, or that there is something you're not yet meant to know. The blankness of word can also be a message to look to your inner wisdom. It may simply mean you need to take more time to contemplate your options. Another interpretation is that the blankness of word is a reminder that life is essentially a blank slate, and you have the power to write your future on it. In this way, word can be a rather optimistic, hopeful rune, so why not add it to your rune bag and see if it has anything to say? I like that. I like the blank slate, and I do think like going through whatever situation this is that may present itself this rest of this year with the Five of Cups, going into this thinking, okay, I can rewrite this. I am not defined by this negative, disheartening situation, right? You know, like Natasha Bedingfield, the rest is still unwritten. All right, and then let's see. I'm gonna put a warning in the intro that this is gonna be a little longer than usual, but I just really wanted to use all of these decks, so I was really called to use these. Okay, so the Datura. Now for the Seed and Sickle, there's two guidebooks. There's the Dawn guidebook and there's the Dusk. And I did read it before I did, turn on the camera. I did read both meanings, and usually I go with one or the other. I couldn't decide for this one, and especially in how it fits with the cards. So I'm gonna read both and then I'll let you decide. All right, so this is from the Dawn guidebook. You may feel as though the project or goal that you are working towards is missing some key element. This card is a reminder to occasionally take a step back and think about what it is you've lost sight of. It may also mean that what you seek is just around the corner. All right, so again, like, what have you lost sight of in your situation, especially that Five of Cups? What are you not seeing, right? What are you not seeing? Right there. You're looking at this and you need to be paying attention to this. And then for the Dusk guidebook, drawing this card is an encouragement to pay attention to your sleeping schedule and take the time to return to a regular pattern. Focus on your dreams. What are they telling you? Where do they lead? Let them guide you on your next steps forward. And I wanted to read that one because, again, we have the Pisces here, and Pisces, especially like Jupiter and Pisces, it's all about dreams and the inner world. And if you know anything about astrology, like Pisceans or strong Pisces placements are supposed to be known for having like these vivid dreams, these psychic dreams, these prophetic dreams, right? So I do feel like this is a time where, you need to pay attention to your dreams, like write them down, maybe start a dream journal. I know it sounds silly, but you may find some answers in there. And be it if it's, maybe it's your subconscious, but it could be, could be spirit, it could be your higher self. And just however you want to take that, right? Whatever your belief system is. Anyway, I really hope you enjoyed this reading. Thank you so much for watching. Please, like, share, subscribe, comment. I would love to hear how this resonated. If you have any of these placements, Sagittarius, Scorpio, Libra, Taurus, Pisces, or any of these exact, like the Mars and Scorpio. What else? That's about it. Comment and let me know what else you'd like to see on this channel. And please also check out my Instagram. I do try to do at least one reading post a week there. Pick a card, pick a group. Anyway, thanks so much, and I will see you soon. Bye. Hello, everyone who picked group 2, the Blue Appetite. Apologies if you can hear the ambient noise. My air conditioner is, the AC is really loud in my office. All right, and also the lack of the bad acoustics. But again, like I've said, these are free videos on YouTube. I hope you come here for the pretty cards and the messages and the company. Me rambling on. Anyway, Blue Appetite, gorgeous palm stone, one of my faves. I mean, they're all my faves. I love all of my crystals. I got this from the Crystal Council subscription box from a couple of years ago. Check out my other video I've recently done about my subscription box review from the Crystal Council. Not sponsored, I just really like them. All right, here we go. I'm gonna read your tarot cards first from the Zodiac Tarot. And again, I am an astrology hobbyist. I'm a tarot reader, but an astrology hobbyist, so I know the basics, and I will speak to them as best I can. All right, so we have the Four of Swords, the Six of Swords, and the Eight of Pentacles. Interesting, 4, 6, 8. The Four of Swords, and this is such a gorgeous depiction of it. Normally it's that person lying down, it looks like a crypt, and there are two swords beneath them. No, 3 swords above them and 1 sword beneath them. I should know this. Anyway, the same vibe, but different art, and it's gorgeous. And this is representative of Jupiter in Libra. So Jupiter, planet of expansion and like fantasy, surprise, not like Uranus surprise, but I'm trying to think. Good things, right? Jupiter brings good things. Libra is an air sign, and so these are the swords. The swords are the element of air, and they represent the air signs. They also represent, thinking, communication, things, in the head, and also technology as well. Now, for this, I'm feeling in the coming months, there is definitely a time of rest and recuperation needed. It could be that you've gone through, the ringer this first half of the year, especially mentally. I mean, it's affecting you emotionally, but these are swords, so it's really like stress and anxiety, in the head. And I know we all express things differently, but you know what I mean. There's that like mental exhaustion and emotional exhaustion, and this feels more like mental exhaustion. So it is time to, go inward, spend time by yourself, and just really take whatever time you need to heal mentally. And right now, like it's summertime, take a break, take a vacation, or even if you can, honestly, I like to take my breaks in the autumn and the fall here in the Northern Hemisphere because there are less people traveling and it's less expensive. So I'm hoping to take my R&R, my Eat, Pray, Love trip like I did last year. I'm hoping to do that again this year. Anyway, definitely rest and even contemplation. I think too, this is about, taking that time back to realize what's stressing you out, what's triggering you, and what needs to change going forward, especially in this time of meditation and contemplation and rest. And then we have the 6 of Swords. So this is the person in the boat moving on, especially mentally, because again, we have the swords. This is Mercury in Aquarius. So Aquarius is a fixed sign. Mercury is communication. Very fitting because we have, the swords. So for this one, it's about going away from something that's not working for you, especially mentally. I mean, you could be physically moving as well. This could definitely mean, okay, you've taken the time to decide this isn't working, and you physically are making a move either career-wise or to a different city, to a different country, different state. But this is moving away from things that are not serving you mentally and going towards what does serve you. And in terms of, lessening the stress and anxiety like we talked about with the 4 of Swords. Now, also for this one, and because, this does have the Mercury in Aquarius. Okay, so again, Aquarius is a fixed sign, and I'm an Aquarius moon, so I can speak to this a little bit. And I do have a fixed Mercury. I'm a Scorpio Mercury. Very, very set in their thinking, and can be, a bit, I don't want to say rough, but I would say, and if you're an astrologer, please feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, but fixed Mercury signs, you have a hard time changing their minds sometimes, right? So I think for this, it is getting to that point where you need to change these ingrained thoughts that you think are right, that you believe this is how things are, and maybe they're not that way. So I think you need to take a step back and not be so fixed in your thinking and fixed in your preconceived notions of situations, especially when moving on from whatever the stress and anxiety is, whatever this time that you're taking out to decide, okay, where do I go from here? But it is looking at things more objectively than in this fixed, I know this is I know it's the end all be all. I'm trying to think, because my partner's like this too. With his air sign, Mercury. Anyway, now I'm talking smack. But, it's being open to other thoughts and ideas, and looking at things not as objectively, if that makes sense. And again, this is me, this is my Pisces rising rambling. It's I can see it in my brain what I want to say, but it's getting out the words but have it make sense. Anyway, don't be so stuck in your thoughts and your preconceived notions. Be open to moving on. Be open to ideas and options that you would not have otherwise considered, until you've opened your mind to other advice from others, you know what I mean? Other avenues. There was something else I was going to say about this and I forgot. I'll get back to it. Anyway, we have the Eight of Pentacles. So Pentacles are Earth, right? So the Earth signs are Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. It's also things of this earthly realm. So home, health, wealth, career, money, because career makes money. Now, this is definitely working. This person is working hard. You're the 8, so you're not at the 10 yet. You're not at the end of the road, but you're getting there. This is about working hard. This is about buckling down and really focusing on, okay, this is what I want to do. This is how I have to be successful. So it's after taking the time to think, to meditate on where do I go from here, getting away from the stress, the anxiety. You're literally moving, figuratively, mentally, or physically as well. Getting out of that fixed mindset. But also, and this is what I was going to say, fixing your mind on, okay, this is what I'm doing. Like, you will know, what feels right. And then you do need to fix your mind on going toward that goal. And that's what this is. So it represents the sun in Virgo. I love Virgos. I know people have their things about them, good or bad. Virgos are my kryptonite. Also because Virgo rules my 7th house, relationships. But strong Virgo placements, I see you. Virgos can definitely be in their head and get really stressed out and anxiety ridden. But this is overcoming that. This is just focusing on, okay, I've got this fixed idea. This is what will work for me. This is how I can move forward. And then you can come out of this place of like being, I know it's not the hermit card, but kind of being in this hermit mode into, all right, I'm in the world. I know you've got fire here. It's not a fire sign card, but it's having this fiery drive. Okay, this is what I need to do, and buckling down. I hope that makes sense. So again, this could happen in maybe the rest of this year, or just sometime in the future whenever you are watching this. And again, this isn't a predictive reading. This is a prescriptive. Take it as you will. Let me get your oracle cards. All right, so I have a couple different ones I wanted to use. I was called to use today. The Moonology manifestation, we have the last quarter moon in Scorpio, which is reveal what needs to be seen. So another fixed sign right here. We have a Scorpio and Aquarius. What is this? So, shoot, no, cardinal mutable. Cardinal sign. Mutable. Anyway, sorry. Thinking out loud. Okay, so last quarter moon in Scorpio. And the author, Yasmin Bolin, has this to say. Reveal what needs to be seen. There are some things that people just don't like to talk about. Drawing this card suggests there's an issue or situation in your life right now that might not be easy to air. Or perhaps you feel you shouldn't air it. That's fine. Now is a time for you to reveal only what you want to be seen. Don't feel the need to discuss everything with everyone. Some matters require discretion. The less codependent you are, the better chance you have of getting what you want. So manifesting advice, there are 2 forces at play and neither wants to budge. Strong is good, stubborn is a problem. Again, remember I said, don't be too stubborn in your thinking. Just, be strong in your decision, right, of moving on. That's funny. I just caught that. And then when you no longer feel the need to tell everyone what you're manifesting, you're ready to start manifesting. So I do feel like that's this too. This keeping these 4 of Swords, keeping it to yourself, going inwards. I mean, again, get advice if you want to, get outside counsel, so you're not so fixed in your own mind of, and maybe your, and I'm going to say this neutrally, your limited knowledge possibly of different outcomes or situations or paths, right? But you don't need to advertise what you're doing. This is all for you. Just keep your head down. Like I said, buckle down, work, and then your work will then show for itself. And everyone will say, oh my gosh, look at this person, look at, like, it's like this, you know, you come out of this chrysalis, right? And you didn't need to brag about it because you're just showing up, and doing the work. All right, then we have the rune Laguz, which is water or lake. So a little more water sign going on there. And my wisdom of the runes. And I'm just getting into runes, so I'm not an expert. So I'm going to read what the author says. Laguz symbolizes water and emotions. The ebb and flow of water echo the ever-changing tide of our emotional state. When Laguz is drawn, you may have unexpressed feelings beneath the surface that you've tried to keep a lid on. This rune is a permission slip to let those tears fall. These waves of emotion can be your intuition trying to tell you something that could help you solve a problem or make a big decision. If you're in a stressful situation, Laguz is an encouragement to be flexible and go with the flow. It can even mean a literal call to seek out water for its healing magic, whether it's heading to the pool for a swim or meditating by the sea. Water can bring clarity and peace. Laguz also speaks to taking a step out of your comfort zone with a new job or an adventurous trip. Just like the Vikings set sail into unknown seas, this may be the time for you to take a chance and seek a new horizon. And it's so interesting that came out. You know, again, these cards are completely random. I just drew them for each pile. So I really feel like this fits for that Six of Swords, like new adventure, like moving on. It's so interesting. And ultimately, like I said, this is about air, like your you know, things to do with your head thinking. But ultimately, this is for your overall good emotionally. You will feel emotionally satisfied and fulfilled after, you know, you've decided to move on and go with your next project, your next achievement. Okay, and then we have Oak, which is from the Seed and Sickle Oracle deck. Hope you can see that. There are 2 guidebooks for this, and I do feel like the guidebook, so there's a dawn and the dusk, and then I feel like the dusk gives advice, right? And I feel like this suited this reading best. Oak. Due to their great height, oak trees are the most likely to be struck by lightning, making them sacred to ancient gods of thunder, such as Zeus, Perun, and Thor. Yet despite this propensity, the mighty oak stands strong and unyielding in times of adversity. With deep roots and sturdy branches, its great strength reminds us that we are self-sufficient, weathering any storm and emerging ready to face the next. And again, I just want to point this out, like, you know, like you're in the water, it can be like, you know, kind of there's this, I don't know if you can see in this card, but there's this like wind in the background. So like storm, you could be weathering a storm, getting through this, getting to your ultimate, you know, destination. So yeah, be like the mighty oak. Love it, love it. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you were called to any other groups, please go ahead and watch them. Watch the whole thing. Check out some of my other videos. Like, comment, share, subscribe. I really appreciate it. It helps me do these free readings here on YouTube. You can also find out where to book me down below. And my Instagram, follow me there. I do readings. I try to do weekly pick a card readings over there. Let me know what else you would like to see on this channel, and if anything resonated, if you have any of these placements. Anyway, I thank you so much, and I will see you soon. Bye. Hello, everyone who picked group 3, Smoky Quartz. This is your reading. I'm having to re-record this because I accidentally said the S word. I got like halfway through it, and I didn't want to get, not that I make any money, but I don't want to get demonetized or this taken down, just in case maybe one day I get enough hits on it. But anyway, I didn't want to offend anybody. All right, so I'm doing your tarot cards first from the Zodiac Tarot deck, and then I will be pulling your oracle cards. I did pre-shuffle today. I promise these are completely random, but it is so interesting how these cards came up and then the oracle cards came up and the way that they connect. It's beautiful. Anyway, lots of air energy today too, and all the groups. We have the 3 of Swords, the 2 of Swords, and the Knight of Cups. Now the 3 of Swords. So the swords are the air element. It's thinking, creativity, communication. Thinking, communication. Sorry, this is my 3rd time recording this, so I have to remember what I said before. Basically, it's things in your head, and it is communication. It could be short-term travel as well. it does also represent the air signs. So Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius. And this card is the Saturn in Libra. Saturn is the planet of lessons, of karma. They say it's like the big daddy, Saturn planet of hard knocks, I guess some of the astrologers say. And Libra is the sign of relationships and balance, right? It's the scales. So in this, what this is saying, I think, is, first of all, in the traditional card of the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, it's the heart with the 3 swords going through it. And in this artwork, which I love, one of the swords are going through this person's chest, having pierced out their heart. They are holding their heart and have 2 smaller swords, pierced into the heart. So I do feel like, even though this is an air sign card, it's not a water sign, which are the emotions. This is that card where things have gotten in your head so much that it's affecting your heart. It's affecting your emotions, right? And I feel like for this situation, whether you're going through, you will be going through, again, this is not a predictive reading. Not saying I'm predicting the future. I'm just saying, here's advice if you're going through this in the next, 5-6 months, whenever you're watching this. However, there's a situation that's been going on where you've been thinking about it, stressing about it so much that it's then been affecting you emotionally, right? And it's causing heartache, possibly. It's causing stress and anxiety. And with this, though, it's, she's sitting here, she's got a couple tears rolling down her cheeks. And it's really that, she's just calm. And what this represents to me is sitting there and going through it, letting yourself feel these feelings, and instead of bypassing, right? The only way out is through, they say, the saying. And sometimes you have to let yourself grieve. You have to let yourself go through these emotions and cry, or, however you deal with emotionally tough, stressful situations. And then, because it can really help in healing. And I mean, I'm very water heavy placement chart, but I have an Aquarius moon, so it's very tough for me to let myself get emotional. I can relate to this because I bypass, emotional situations, and I need to not. So that's kind of where I'm drawing from. This is my personal experience, how I'm relating to this card. But you're gonna have to sit with this for a bit, and it's also a way of okay, I'm going through this, and I'm going to imprint this. I'm going to stamp this on my heart and in my brain, because I will not make these same mistakes again. I won't make these same choices, or I won't let myself do this to myself again. Because it's almost like it could have been something that was outside forces that caused you to go through this and feel like this, but in a way you're saying, I did this to myself, as in, I let myself get this stressed about it. I let myself get this upset about it. And so I let it get to my heart, and therefore you're blaming yourself, but then you're saying, I need to go through this so that I can remember what it feels like, because I don't want to feel like this again. I don't want to let myself go down this path again to get to this point. But again, it's feeling it, it's going through it, because the only way out is through. I hope that resonates. It's a lot, and I'm very sorry with whatever it is that you could be dealing with right now. So, 2 of Swords. Now this one, usually it's the person's blindfolded in the original Rider-Waite-Smith deck, but this one, their eyes are closed and they're under the moon. And we have another Libra card, so it's another air card, Swords, Libra, Moon. Now, Libra is about balance, right? And we have 2 swords, they're balancing them. And for this, and the moon also represents like inner wisdom, mystery, things beneath the surface, right? And for this, it's going inward. It's closing your eyes. It's meditating about the decisions to be made next. Getting from this situation, okay, where do I go from now? And it's balancing. It's saying, okay, balancing the options, balancing the choices you have to make to get, go through to find the best path for you, right? And I do feel this is very personal. It's going inward in your brain, meditating. It could even be, the moon is about dreaming, and so it's maybe listening to your dreams, taking note of your dreams, and like the subconscious or, you know, ethereal messages you may be receiving to help you on your way. But yeah, this is definitely like taking time inward and still like sitting with yourself, inner healing, but really like keeping it, you know, keeping it to yourself in a way. It's not like, you know, I definitely advocate for therapy, definitely, but it's not like you don't need to go to every single friend of yours. Oh, what do I do? What do I do? It's, you'll know best, you know, and also moon intuition. So it's sitting with that. It's deciding, taking your time to decide like what decision, what path, what next step is best for me and for my, you know, my future. And then we have the Knight of Cups. So the Knight is representative of water and fire. So the Knight is cups, and again, cups are the element of, you know, water. So it's intuition, it's relationships, it's creativity, it's feeling. And this author did not make up these signs for these cards. Literally, I believe, and you can correct me, so in the original Rider-Waite-Smith tarot deck, the author, so Rider was the publisher of the deck, Waite is the author. He directed Pamela Coleman Smith to do the artwork. I believe that Waite was the one to decide the astrological influences of each card, but feel free to correct me. I'm not sure, maybe that was Crowley. Anyway, TLDR. Not getting super deep into the history right now. I just want to give you a little background. So, water and fire. So the Knight of Cups is definitely like emotional, watery card, but they're also passionate, right? It's you know, going forth with love and with passion. And I'm a very water, fire heavy chart, astrology chart, so I can relate. I'm very much passion and emotions, despite my Aquarius moon. So this is, you know, going forward. I really do feel like you're taking this cup of like, all right, this is how I want to feel. This is the emotions that I want to have and what I want to embody. This is the, and also taking a hold of like your intuition, like listening to your intuition more and going forth with passion into your life and saying, and it's so interesting. And actually, I just noticed this. So this card is flanked by these two cards. These two cards both have flames in it. So it's like, it's burning off this old life and this old energy, this old situation. Again, you're going through it. You're going through the flames and that's it. And these are new flames. These are fresh flames. These are the flames of a new passion, a new direction. That because you've taken that time to decide, this is what's best for me. This suits me best. And it's going through with like your intuition, with love, with passion into this, you know, like great new chapter, right? And it's, you know, like in this one, normally in the Rider-Waite-Smith, this card, the horse's hooves are all on the ground, so it's a slower moving card. For this one, it's bucking up, and this, so with this art, and maybe it's a quicker moving Knight of Cups, but it's also like, you know, go forward, but not with reckless abandon, but don't be, what do I say? I'm trying to say, don't be too slow to move. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of like have some good balance in between not rushing forward too quickly, but not taking too long to decide things. Not taking too long to like, not being too hesitant. That's the word I was thinking of. Don't be too hesitant, but don't be too hasty. Okay, there it is. So yeah, I like that. But I really feel for you going through this, but there's a beautiful, like passionate, emotional, future path ahead. And it's just you finding out what that is. And let me go ahead and pull your oracle cards. So we have from the Moonology manifestation, first quarter moon in Libra, keep your heart open. Oh, I like that. Keep your heart open. And again, another Libra card. So interesting. Please let me know where your Libra house is. What are your Libra placements? There's a lot. So it's like the Libra qualities, like fair, balance, relationships, but it's also, trying to think, but it's also like Libra's air. So that's your head. So it's definitely like head over heart. It's a mix of the two, I feel. That's what I get with Libra a lot. They do care for others, but I do feel like they can like step back and remove themselves from the situation and look at it from a higher perspective and decide like this is the best for all, you know, and that in terms of going into their head. Let me quit rambling. Where's my book? Okay. I'm going to read from the book because I don't have everything memorized. And I really like what Yasmin Boland has to say. Let's see. Keep your heart open. Are you too attached to someone or perhaps to your current goal? It's a wonderful thing to care deeply. However, if you start to smother the person or situation with love, you could run into trouble. Work with others as you move towards your goals, but don't become so dependent that you give away your power. Keep your heart open. This card can also suggest it's time to negotiate something, and the way to manifest your goals now could be to come up with a solution that pleases everyone. Because remember, Libras are very people pleasers, right? That's the stereotype. There is a need to be adored here, which is fine. We all have that trait to an extent. But if it tips you into self-doubt, you've gone too far. And then more advice. It's important that you don't allow yourself to get set in your ways. Keep your heart and mind open. Believe in your gorgeousness. So keeping your heart and your mind. Remember how I said, I feel like Libras, you know, it's mind and it's heart. Keep them open. What else? Okay. We have your rune, which is Kanaz, which is torch. And that is the Wisdom of Runes deck and book. So, Kanaz, excuse me. They have pronunciations in here. Kanaz is a rune of enlightenment, especially of the spiritual kind. The clue is in the literal meaning torch. When you find yourself stuck in a metaphorical cave, a torch will provide the light in the darkness to help you see the situation with more clarity. Kanaz is also about manifestation and energy. Your inner fire. See fire in these cards? Oh, I love how these all connect. You can light a powerful spark with your thoughts, and energy will flow in the direction of your efforts and attention. Kanaz is a reminder that you have all you need to bring that dream project to life, to pursue an opportunity, or to take on a new challenge. While fire can provide warmth and illumination, remember it can also be a destructive force. Kanaz may point to something in your life that needs to end or be destroyed before a new growth can happen. I like that. Okay, and then we have the elder plant, flower, tree. It's a tree, right? From the Seed and Sickle Oracle, which I love. These are gorgeous cards. All right, so I'm going to read from the Dusk guidebook. There are 2 guidebooks for these cards, so I'm going to read like the guidebook that gives more advice, instruction. Let's see, elder. The knots in the elder tree are used by the German Waldgeister as doorways through the forest. A new opportunity for you and only you is coming into your life soon. But like the elder gateways, it may not be instantly recognizable. Only you will see it for what it is. So only you will see it for what it is. So keep your eyes peeled for signs that seem particularly personal to you. Very interesting. And maybe too, like if you're looking for actual like signs, like this card here, can you see? It's got the eye in the palm, like that Eastern symbol. So maybe that's like a sign or symbol to you. Maybe that should be. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this reading. Please, also, if this resonated, I would say go and watch group 2. There's a lot of the same themes. And also, if you're feeling called to any other groups, please watch them. Please check out my other videos. I do have a great video, a deck review of the astrology deck. You know, like, share, subscribe, please. This is a free channel. And I just love sharing everything with you. Check out my readings on Instagram as well. All the information is below. And I hope to see you here again soon. Bye. Hello, group 4. Here's your reading. This is for those of you who chose the pink opal tower. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. Let me see. Where's my camera? Okay, there we go. Lovely. All right. So I'm pulling your Zodiac Tarot first. I did pre-shuffle, but I promise you these were all completely random. I pull them for the piles and then I go through all of them before recording. But for all of these groups today, it's been really interesting how they've all the tarot cards have aligned, and then the oracle cards with the tarot cards. And also, if you were feeling called to another group, I highly suggest watching another one or two or all of them, because there are a lot of overlapping themes here. So you're reading for the next 5 to 6 months, the rest of this year, whenever you're watching this. Again, this is not a predictive reading. This is prescriptive. So if these situations pop up, here's some friendly advice, right? From spirit, from source, from universe, from your higher self, whatever. But yeah. All right. So we have the Seven of Pentacles, the Seven of Wands, and the King of Swords. Now, the Seven of Pentacles is represented by Saturn in Taurus. So Saturn is the plan of lessons, hard knocks. Not necessarily in a negative way. I see this as a very neutral planet. It's things we need to learn. The planet of karma, right? And Taurus is very steadfast. It's an earth sign, as are the Pentacles. So the Pentacles represent earth. So things of this earthly plane, home, health, wealth, career, things that create money, things you're working on that create physical wealth or, physical stability, comfort, right? So Taurus is an earth sign. And so the Pentacles also represent Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. Now with this is the hard-working card, right? The 10 is the end of the suit. This is the 7, so still working. But this card is about taking time to look at and appreciate the work you've been doing. You know you're not quite done yet, but it is this period where you may even need to take just a little bit of rest and reflection. You do need to also appreciate how far you've come and whatever that means. This could be in career or health-wise, or with home and family, or with a certain project, or even like with a relationship. Because again, home meaning those relationships that feel like home or that live in your home, right? It's not just, I'm not just talking about romantic, though it could be a romantic partner that you live with. Anyway, just trying to clarify all situations here. But this is having put in the hard work. You know you're not there yet. You know you need to keep going, but this is a sign to keep going. You're learning those lessons. You're putting in the work. You know what I mean? This will this will further you, benefit you in your future. Okay. Now the Seven of Wands are so it's Mars and Leo. So Mars is action and passion and drive and what drives us. And Leo is about self, but unlike Aries, and again, not a professional astrologer, I am a hobbyist. I have friends who are professionals, which I'm glad to direct you towards, but you can also call me out in the comments if anything I'm saying is incorrect. So Leo though versus Aries. So Aries is more self, right? That's first house, the first sign of the zodiac. Whereas Leo's halfway through, almost halfway through. It is halfway through the zodiac. So the Leo is self and others. I do see Leo as very warm. It's very like sticking up for others. Leo is the best party planners. They like to do, fun things because it not only benefits themselves, but it benefits others. And by helping others, it makes them feel good. So it is self-serving, but like in a good way. Anyway, that's just kind of like a roundabout, like Mars and Leo kind of thing. And so I do feel like, and it's Mars and Leo is about like standing up for what's right for you and for others. You know what I mean? For the best and what's best for your true self. And I feel like in this, whatever you've been working on, sometimes you feel like, or you will come upon a situation where you feel like you might be being attacked for your judgments. You may be, people attacking you morally, whatever it is. But you needing to stand your ground and saying, no, and by the way, sorry, wands are fire. So passion, drive, sexuality, things like that. It's non-tangible things. And so fire are the fire planets. So it's Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. So we're dealing with here the fire, but also I do feel like, your feet are planted on the ground. So this card lends nicely to this card, is in You are putting your feet in, you're digging your feet in, you are standing up for what you have been working for, what you feel is right, what you feel is right for this situation for you. And just, beating all these sticks, these wands away from you with your convictions, with your wand of conviction, right? And it is staying true to that, staying true to yourself, staying firmly planted on this ground and this, whatever it is here you have been working on, what you have been building. So right now it's like, keep going, keep doing whatever you're doing, keep working on whatever you have been the first half of this year, the last few months, the last few years. You're not quite to the end, you're not quite to the finish line of where you want to be, but you are getting there, and you're doing a great job. So this is really really nice message. Then we have the King of Swords. So the swords are the King of Swords represents the elements of air and earth together. So it's swords. So it's, thinking, it's communication, things to do with the mind, of course. But earth as in stability. So this is a very stable figure. This could be someone in your life, or it could just be an overall theme, right? Overall energy going on. And I think this is just some final advice to do with this. And it's again, like standing your ground, sitting in your power. It's using your words wisely. It's thinking before you speak. It is looking at things objectively, looking at the overall situation from above, not getting too much in, how do I say this? Not getting too much in your heart over your head, right? It is head over heart, but it is more like thinking of the greater good, the overall picture, the overall situation, versus just you yourself, or really what your heart's going toward. Not that this will fulfill you emotionally overall, but it is like, having the conviction of standing your ground. And again, I really feel like this lends to this and this lends to this, right? They all kind of flow. I'm reading this upside down. So in that, like, using your words, speaking your truth, and laying things out like it is. And not that you even have to explain yourself. Don't feel like you have to. But if there comes a time when you have to, like, defend yourself, just be very concise. Be very, sometimes, sorry, words, it's very, my Pisces rising brain. It's, I can see it in my head, but I need to get it out in words. I feel it, but I need to say it. I'm trying to say, like, having conviction with your words, and not feeling like you need to cater to anyone else's whim or heart, that you know what you are doing, and expressing that what you are doing is for your overall greater good and maybe to others. So yeah, we'll get a little more clarity with the oracle cards. I did though want to read from the book, only for this one. I do like what the author has to say about this King of Swords card. Let's see. The King of Swords uses the energy of the earth to channel and root his great intellectual capacity. He's a communicator, a strategist, the one who knows how to find unexpected solutions to problems that seem insurmountable. He advises us to think in an alternative way and not be caged by usual mental schemes. Let's find space, fly high, because from above we have a better view of the situation. From the King of Swords, we can also learn the right amount of detachment, which is necessary to evaluate a problematic situation and to identify possible solutions. If this card appears in a reading, it's probably worth listening to the advice of a trusted and lucid person. So overall vision, alternative solutions, and strategy. And so yes, if you do see this, if you have someone like this in your life that you can turn to, this is that person, like good advice, coming from a detached point of view. But if this is you or overall energy, this is what you need to embody. Okay, this right here. So this is you turning to yourself, or you turn into someone else. These are the qualities that they will embody, or you will embody, that you need to. And yeah, it's just really like I said, keep going, stick with it. It's very promising. It looks really, really good. All right, so we have the Moonology Manifestation Oracle, full moon in Sagittarius. See the bigger picture. So we have another fire planet, fire sign, Sagittarius. And that is, and I do read from the book from these because I don't have them memorized. And the author has lovely things to say. All right, see the bigger picture. At this point, your best bet is to be the bigger person in whatever situation is on your mind. If harsh words have been exchanged, this card comes with a gentle suggestion to diffuse the upset with some humor. Very Sagittarius. The world is your oyster when you draw this card, but you need to find balance between where you are and where you want to be. It may be that you need to do some more research before you move closer toward whatever it is you want. When you're manifesting, the journey of discovery can be as empowering as dreaming the big dream. Find a balance between saying what needs to be said and saying too much. And one thing is for sure, having an open mind will serve you well now. Talk to people about your issues to get a view of the bigger picture. And that's very interesting because, again, that came up with this card, like bigger picture overall. And I do see it with this one as well. The Seven of Wands. It's like you are on this higher ground. And people, you have the vision, you have this higher view. You're on this hill, whereas everybody that's attacking you, coming at you, or these situations that are, you feel that are coming at you, causing adversity, are coming from below. So you have this higher vision of this plan. You know what you're doing. You can see it from a higher, detached view. So yeah, I really like how that flowed with that. All right, so for the wisdom of runes, we have Sickle, the sun. Beautiful. Another fire. That's a Leo. That's the Leo. Sun is Leo. So we got a lot of Leo in Sagittarius. We have a lot of fire in this reading, as well as earth and a little air. All right, sorry. All right, I need to stick with the plan, Katie. Sickle is the rune of the sun, celebrating its light and life-giving magic. It represents the light of day when all the dark corners get illuminated and the path ahead becomes clear. Sickle is a happy and hopeful rune to encounter. Some even say it's the best rune to encounter. It can indicate a successful outcome, such as a triumphant work project, a boost of warmth and energy in a relationship, or a fair and just outcome to a legal matter. With the sun's healing rays, health is another big theme for Sickle. It often indicates a happy resolution to a physical issue or a strong recovery after illness. So yes, it's very portends to a good future on whatever it is you are working on. And then last but not least, we have the Ragwort card from the Seed and Sickle Oracle. I love this oracle so much. And it's so cool. I don't think I've ever pulled this, the Ragwort. So it's a weed, but there's these little worms, and there's a snail. I don't know if you can see that on there. Beautiful. And now there are two guidebooks for these cards. There's the Dawn and the Dusk. And they both have kind of different messages. So I actually wanted to read both because I think for you all, it could go either way. So this is from the Dawn guidebook for these cards. Ragwort is seen as an invasive weed by many, but it is also the valuable soul food source for the striking cinnabar moth. You may have been feeling lately that what you have to offer does not fulfill what others want from you, but you have your own unique skill set to provide which others cannot. You may simply be growing in the wrong place, or it may be the person who will value you above others has not appeared yet. Stay true to yourself and you will be feeling appreciated soon. Well, that's lovely. All right, and then the Dusk guidebook. No matter how far you walk, your footsteps are being tangled up in weeds, slowing you down and obscuring your path. These weeds are your regrets and guilty conscience, which you have been carrying for years without ever learning from them. Wallowing in negative feelings without ever seeking to redeem yourself may feel good in the moment, but eventually they will overcome you and engulf you entirely. Break free and learn to embrace and move on from these feelings. So yeah, I really felt like with those Some of you could be one, some of you could be the other, some could be a mix of both. But yeah, I really, really like this deck. I mean, I like all of my decks. Anyway, I hope that this resonated for you. Please, like, share, subscribe. It really helps my channel. I do these readings for free. I just want those who need to see these messages see them. So, please share them with anyone that you know. Share them on your social media. And check out my other videos, especially my review of this this astrology deck. I'm thinking of doing a video on this one again. Soon. Fourth reading. We're at the end of the line here. My brain gets all jumbled by the time I get to group 4. Anyway, I really appreciate you watching this, and please check out all of my information below where you can find me on social media, book me, etc. And I will see you again here soon.